I say you, you, you remind me of a haunted house I once was in. Oh, hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. What's today? What's today? Is it hump day? Yes, today is hump day, guys. So midweek, we are done with the aforementioned Seattle game. Now, I will speak a little bit of peace on that real quick, and then going forward to the Cleveland Browns game at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Now, again, we got an early game this week, but what's interesting about this week is we got some COVID news. The Tennessee Titans staff, I think some of the 3 players and 5 guys on the staff contracted the COVID virus. Now, apparently, they're playing the Steelers, well, supposedly on Sunday. They might have to push that game back a day or two. I guess the NFLPA and the NFL have to come together and figure that out, how they're going to go about that. So, if that's the case, that'll be the first postponed game this year. Now, how that affects things. Now, I've been telling you guys from the get up. This is a weird year. I also said that as much as I am a Cowboy fan, as much as I am a football fan in general, and enjoy watching football, everybody kept asking me, well, what the Cowboys record? What's the Cowboys record? And I kind of was hesitant on trying to give a record in the beginning because I knew that some of this stuff was going to happen. I knew that we were going to play sloppy. I knew that. I said that. I said this before the season started. I said, don't look for perfection for the Cowboys. Now, I was optimistic. I'm always going to be optimistic about my team because I always want to see my team win. If you're a true fan of your team, you're not going to talk negative all the time. You're going to want to see your team win. And yes, you'll be mad when they make mistakes and stuff like that, but shit happens, yo. At the end of the day, look, me personally, I don't make excuses for nobody. I don't care. I don't get paid by Dallas Cowboys. I'm just a fan, just like you are. You know what I mean? When I talk about things, for the most part, I'm talking about what the team thinks and what the team does and the tendencies that they do. Now, like I said before, if I say, okay, this is how I think personally, then I will express that. But, I don't, I really go by what the team does because that's what they do. Now, I also said that teams that had new coaching staffs this year are going to struggle. Now, you look at teams with coaching staffs, the one I can remember off the top. 2 in our division. Well, shit, 3 in our division. Us, the Giants, and of course the the Washington team. Washington team has Ron Rivera. We have Mike McCarthy, and the Giants have Joe Judge and Jason Garrett. Now, Giants aren't playing too well. Jason Garrett and Joe Judge don't know none of those players up there. They're trying to figure them guys out. Mike McCarthy don't know none of the players here for the most part, unless it was guys he brought in or had familiarity with. So again, it's a learning process there. Ron Rivera don't know the Washington guys. So there's a learning curve there as well. They got a young quarterback over there, so Ron Rivera's trying to figure out where he's at and try to fix that. The Eagles didn't change, but they're struggling because their quarterback is struggling. Now, for those people that trash Dak Prescott, would you rather have Carson Wentz? That's what I thought. And I talk to fans of other teams all the time. And as much as I've seen this fan base, or so-called Cowboy fans, that trash Dak Prescott, there are so many other teams in this league that would love to have him on their roster. So, and I talk to fans of other teams, they actually respect Dak more than Cowboy fans do. And that's a damn shame. It really is. I kind of thought that our fan base was better. I gave our fan base the benefit of the doubt. But like Vosh Lombardi said, our fan base is ridiculous, bro. I didn't know it was this bad. I really didn't know it was this bad. All I see is just comments of negativity all over the place. What happened to being a fan of your team, win, lose, or draw? What is with this negativity where it's like Cowboy fans are attacking other Cowboys when we're supposed to be fans of the same damn team? When did this shit start? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not feeling it at all. And as a YouTuber, it gets harder and harder to try to do a video because of the negativity. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's just like, well, what the hell are we doing this for? What is Vashna Barty doing videos for? What is Okoye Media doing videos for? What is Mark Holmes doing videos for? What is Dallas Cowboys 1980, Big Game James, Law Nation, Skywalker Steel, me, Foots the King, Cowboys Blog, Space Cowboy? What are we all doing fucking videos for if all we hear every day from fans is, oh, we ain't about to do shit, Dak Prescott sucks, this, that, and the third, this defense is trash? I understand that you guys are, visually frustrated. I get it. You don't think that we aren't either? We are. But us having YouTube channels, we have a different level of professionalism when we go about this, because we have to be able to calm the fan base down. That is our job as YouTubers and content creators for the team, is to try to quell some of your issues, to try to answer some of the questions that you have, to try to give you a perspective, because the majority of us that are, I don't know about all of us, but I know a good chunk of us that are YouTubers have played football at some level. And we try to bring the knowledge that we have of the game to you guys to show you guys what it really is. Now, I also said in the offseason too, I said because of this lack of stuff, you look at the teams that outside of our division, the team that we played this week, Cleveland Browns, they got a new coaching staff because Freddie Kitchens wasn't doing it. And then, of course, the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers have Matt Rule. Now, the Carolina Panthers have always been a decent team, in my opinion. I've always had, a lot of respect for them, especially when they had Cam Newton. But now that Cam Newton is gone, they got rid of him. They got rid of Ron Rivera. They brought in Matt Rule. They got Teddy Bridgewater as their quarterback now. It's some growing pains there. None of these teams are doing great right now that have new coaching staffs. None of them are great. Ain't none of them 3-0. Hell, most of them are 0-3. I think out of all the teams right now that have new coaches, this Dallas Cowboys team is the best out of the teams that have new coaches. I understand that these games count and it's not preseason, but unfortunately it is because we didn't have preseason. And for those people that were advocating on cutting preseason in a regular situation outside of COVID, I'm sure you are changing your tune on that now, because now we're starting to see how important how important the offseason programs are with the preseason. It's highly important because, again, that short amount of time to bring your guys in, to see them physically, and to evaluate your talent, to drop your team down to 53 and pick the best players that you can. There's a lot of teams that are probably thinking like, damn, we cut this dude and we probably should have kept him, but we kept this other guy and probably shouldn't have kept him. Some teams are having buyer's remorse right now. So when you look at the whole situation, you're like, well, damn, it's a hard situation. Now, Mike McCarthy allowed Kellen Moore, and I'm pretty sure that was Steven and Jerry said, hey, we got to let Kellen Moore call the plays. Okay. I'm pretty sure at some point Mike McCarthy is probably going to have to take it over again and still show young, because Kellen Moore is still learning. He's calling plays just off a whim. He still hasn't grasped, and I'm talking about Kellen Moore. He hasn't seen everything to know, okay, well, if this defense is doing this to us, we have to counteract with this play. He's pretty much calling plays to what he believes that will probably work in the game. It's not a real situational thing for him. Now, it's probably beneficial for the Cowboys to probably make Mike McCarthy do the plays going forward, and let Kellen Moore see what he's doing so he can see what to do in certain situations to help him to be a better coordinator. Because I like Kellen Moore, I really do. I'm not really trying to say nothing negative. He's young. He's still learning. He's new at the offensive coordinator position. But because of everything that's going on right now without having this offseason, it affects him as well. It affects your new coach because Mike McCarthy don't know these players. It affects Mike Nolan because Mike Nolan don't know these players. It affects all the coordinators, all the position coaches and things of that nature. So everybody, I hear people calling, get rid of Mike McCarthy, get rid of Bones, get rid of Al Harris and Maurice Lindquist, get rid of the tight ends coach. What the fuck? No, you don't just scrap what you have when you just got it. And I already said, and what I'm gonna say this right now. If we don't make it to the playoffs, or if we do make it to the playoffs, and it's just not saying that I don't expect much for this year, but I didn't expect much for this year. I was optimistic because of all the players that we got and things of that nature. But when you look at the grand scheme of it, it's like, okay, there's a big advantage to teams that don't have changes on their staff. There's a lesser advantage for guys like the Cowboys. You talk about a advantage loss. Look at the freaking Titans. If they still get to play on Sunday, they ultimately will not have practice this whole week. Will do a if their COVID checks out by Friday, they'll still be playing on Sunday. So that means that the Pittsburgh Steelers have been working and practicing all week to play against the Titans. And the Titans, all they were able to do is literally not practice and just do a run through on Saturday before they play against the Steelers on Sunday at 1 o'clock, mind you. That's not gonna work. So, because you're gonna get your ass whooped because you didn't get a chance to practice or put in a game plan for the week against the team you're playing. It's a big disadvantage. COVID really messed up everything. So you look at the whole NFL and it's like, okay, and that's why I'm trying to bring to your attention that, like, all the bitching and complaining that I hear from Cowboy fans, stop it. Because it's still early in the season. This team could still turn it around. We got the Browns this week. They can very much win this week. I'll be talking more about it tomorrow and the rest of the weekend. Then you got what do you play? The Giants. Got the Cardinals. It's going to be a tough game, but I've seen their games, and we can. There's some way we can infiltrate that. I think that's the hardest game in your atmosphere right now. But you can ultimately go up in this next stretch because the next 3 games are going to be home games. So you win all of those. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We have the opportunity to do some things. And I think that with Everson Griffin and everybody's giving shit about DeMarcus Lawrence and, him having his knee injury right now. I don't know how that's affecting him, but you look at that game, yeah, he hasn't had a sack, but he did apply some assists to help out Alden Smith get those sacks. And everybody talked about how Alden Smith is playing well. He's playing lights out. He's a monster. I didn't never doubt that he was going to do that. But also, too, what Mike Nolan and Jim Tom Sula are asking of him to do, he already knows the scheme. He played in the same scheme with Jim Tom Sula with the 49ers. When he was with the 49ers, he was a stand-up outside linebacker. These other guys on his line don't play like that. They're hand in the dirt type of guy. Even Everson Griffin said himself, I'm going back to putting my hand in the dirt because that's what I do best. I can't do this stand-up rushing thing because it throws me off. So what happened to playing the scheme around the way the players play? That's what it was supposed to have been, right? So I don't know what Mike Nolan was thinking there. I kind of don't know what I feel about Mike Nolan right now. I'm going to let time progress to tell. I'm not going to prejudge him right now. I'm going to let it be for right now. But you got to play your guys to the best of their ability, That's how you get the most out of it. Now, as far as this game goes, I'm gonna speak a little bit on it. I think that we could definitely beat the Browns. They're not the sucky Browns of before. They actually have a pretty good roster, but their coaching in the last couple of years have been suspect. So that's what the reason why they haven't won. I mean, they got Odell Beckham, they got Jarvis Landry. As many jokes that we say about Odell Beckham, he's still a good receiver. So you still got to watch out for that. But I really think that their biggest threat on their offense for us is going to be Kareem Hunt. Nick Chubb, yeah, Nick Chubb is a dynamic running back as well. But you look at Kareem Hunt, they're going to use him, you know, as a switch up guy. He put him on screens and things of that nature. They and misdirections. They're going to have to be mindful of that. As long as they can get to Baker Mayfield, I think they'll be all right. Because their biggest pass rushers that they have on their end trying to get to our offense is Sheldon Richardson, and then they got, of course, Myles Garrett, which is I call him Baby Huey. That's a big baby. That's a big boy. Grown ass man in a young man's body. I mean, grown ass man and a young man. Yeah, it's a big dude. It's a big dude. Is what I'm trying to. You know what I mean. You know what the hell I'm trying to say. But um, but again, we'll be talking more about the Brown stuff this week. Shout out to my members. I'm gonna be doing my live stream. Was it tomorrow? I'm gonna talk to you guys and see how you guys want me to do, what topics you want me to do for our private live streams. I'm gonna get those things going as well. Didn't forget about you. Shout out Mike J. Shout out Lola Cowboys. Shout out Miss Jackie. Shout out David Panillo. Uh, Shout out Kid Mega. Shout out to all my members. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. And if there's new ones that I don't know about, I'll go look at my community tab and check it out because I haven't really looked at it and seen it yet. But appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are the reason why I still do this. So with that being said, y'all, it's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon. Peace out.